my human design hotties, Brenna here, human design reader of 9 years and practicing astrologer. And I'm going to guide you through in this video a specific understanding of the partial solar eclipse in Aries with the new moon in Aries, which is a super moon, basically a fancy way to say that the moon is super close to the earth at this time. I've popped up a human design body graph on my screen here so that you could follow along with me and look at the specific placements or activations that may be influencing your chart a little bit more than others, but generally the influence that we're going to get from this new moon in Aries, which is officially the beginning of getting aligned with our manifestations for the astrological new year, as Aries is to the astrology calendar as what January 1st is to our traditional Gregorian calendar. So as I've mentioned in prior videos before, when talking about the new moon is always going to be in the same zodiac sign as our current sun. So since we are in Aries season, the sun is in Aries, that means that for the new moon of this month, it's also going to be in the sign of Aries. But in human design, as you guys know, if you followed me for a little bit at this point in time, there's 6 different gate placements that fall under each of the 12 signs of the zodiac, and gate 17 is the specific gate placement or flavor that we're going to get when we're experiencing this new moon in Aries. And so we're going to go over what exactly gate 17 means and the way that it's going to flavor our manifestations for this new moon in Aries. Now, I went further in depth and did a gate analysis of all of the 6 gate placements in Aries, as well as a mantra for each of the 5 energy types in human design to manifest with in accordance with the new moon in Aries. That's over in my Patreon. If you sign up for my Patreon, it's just a part of your membership. And we do 2 full moon, 1 new moon circles every month if you guys are interested in joining us over there. But this is just a little bit of a condensed version of that, a little bit of a shorter kind of beginner's guide to gate 17 and manifesting with the new moon in Aries. So if we were to make a birth chart for a person that was born at 6:57 Eastern Standard Time when the new moon is happening in Aries, this is what that person's birth chart would look like. So the flavor that we're all feeling is if the energetics and all the transits at B were coming together and we could personify them, this person would be a manifestor with an emotional authority. So somebody who is a little bit feeling like they have one foot on the gas, one foot on the brakes. This is the time that we are kind of ending Piscean energy, especially as Neptune is leaving Pisces and going into Aries, and getting more firm, grounded, and taking actual action, making actual moves on the goals and manifestations that we started to understand more about, that we wanted on a personal level during the full moon total eclipse in Virgo. So to take us a step further, when we're capitalizing on the manifestations or on our manifestations using the moon, we're going to want to look specifically at where the moon sign gate is located, as in what energy center does that gate sit. And in this example, you'll see it in the second triangle down from the top, the Ajna center it's called, which is about our logical mind, processing concepts, things of that nature. Gate 17 sits in the mind. So it's critically thinking about our opinions. Gate 17 is the gate of opinions in human design and the things that we want to create more steadfast approaches to, or I should say, take action on our specific opinions, our specific ideas that we have at this time, and say, okay, I've been thinking about this since the beginning of the year, since Capricorn season. What is it that I can do moving forward to take action on my opinions? Now, I'm going to read to you a little excerpt from the definitive book of HD here about gate 17 to kind of get you familiar in its energy. So gate 17 looks for one concept or opinion among many that we can all trust, one that will survive both testing and criticism and calm our fears about the future. Gate 17 is designed to structure an answer into a concept, a workable pattern, or a possible solution in preparation for gate 62, the gate that sits across from it that you'll see here, creating that 1762 channel. This gate 62 substantiating details. Up until this point in the process of thinking logically, your mind has taken a doubt about the future, formulated a potential solution, and now feels pressured to express it as an opinion. What it needs next is gate 62's ability to translate that concept into language, to support it with facts and details, and present it to the public for their examination and analysis. Your right eye, which is the one that rules gate 17, biologically speaking, takes in the world at a glance, seeing it as a collection of recognizable visual patterns. If a pattern or an opinion cannot stand up to logic scrutiny, it will be or should be rejected. Unfortunately, you cannot always translate your visual image or what you understand about it into language. So that's where we're taking this one isolated piece, right, of gate 17, the definition behind gate 17, formulating an opinion, and encompassing it with all of the things that we can do to bring about our manifestation. So a big way that I teach, and for who I am as a person with my methodology, is that we can have our opinions, we can write all our manifestations down, but especially during the pileup of planets in Aries right now, what's the action that we can tie to that opinion to allow ourselves to make actual progress and have active say in our manifestations? I'm not somebody who's going to say, let's passively pray, to the universe, to God, to whomever, and expect that if we don't actually take action on those things, that our manifestations are just going to happen like that, right? That's not to say that it can't be, that has to be hard, right? It can still be easy, but it really is showing and flexing the muscle of confidence within yourself that you have more control to co-create with the universe than you may think that you do. So let's say that an opinion that you have is, I know that I'm good at my craft and I deserve to make an extra $250 a month doing what I love. You would then write that down as part of your new moon in Aries manifestation ritual, and then draw a little arrow in your notebook and say, okay, what's the action, 1 to 3 actions that I can take to make $250 extra dollars? Maybe one of those actions is I work more hours at work. Maybe the second option is I finally release the PDFs that I want to start releasing or that I want to start charging for. And the third one can be maybe I finally sell those clothes on Depop or Poshmark to make an extra $250. Now, the goal here is to tie a specific opinion, belief, or fact that you know that you want to create into the future with how you make those $250. So from one of those actions, you may feel that there's actually one that pulls you a little bit farther that you want to proceed with first in the right direction, informing yourself, if we're using this manifestor chart as an example, of what exactly it is that feels most aligned for the way you would like to receive those $250. And a big part of this work, especially now, is 2 things. The first is nervous system regulation. You have to write an amount that your nervous system believes it's possible. There's a lot of people that will come on here and tell you that you can write your biggest lofty goals and see how they'll come into fruition by just a snap of your fingers and writing it down. And then 6 months down the road, you're like, hey, I wrote that I wanted to make this amount of money, but I haven't even made $250 yet when I wrote down I wanted to make $25,000, right? And that's where I say that a lot of people that find me, that usually find my videos, that like to work with me, are the people that are trying to find ways to trust themselves, right? Find the proof that it's possible to make money doing what they love. It's possible to make money a little bit easier. So that's where I like to start with a smaller sum. And for some of you, 25 may be the more appropriate sum. 250 may be your big sum. It's all relative based on where your nervous system regulation is out. And then secondly, to what I said with the 2 things that are really important, is also your belief in yourself, to know that you have the power to do this, that it is possible for you to act with joy, to make money with joy, to still proceed with joy during times that are a little bit more challenging right now, to believe that that's possible, right? Or definitely not as challenging, but maybe outside forces, I should say, testing us a little bit more than usual. So I will leave you with that at this moment, to give you the time to spend some time using these tips to incorporate into your new moon manifestation ritual as we go into this eclipse portal with the partial lunar, or I should say partial solar eclipse, and the new moon in Aries, the super moon that's happening on March 29th at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have any other questions or anything else that you want to ask me as a result of manifesting using the new moon in Aries, or want to share some of the manifestations or things that you've been thinking about manifesting or having trouble manifesting at all, just feel free to leave me a comment in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Love to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I believe in you, and I will see you soon.